Hey everybody, Marcus from Heel Toe Automotive, and today we're featuring the ATLP Active Quad Exhaust System for the TLX Type-S 2021 and newer models. You've already seen other videos of drive-bys and sound, and I made a feature video talking about the different specs and how we developed this exhaust system, but here we have an actual production version. So I want to show you, when you buy this exhaust, what you're actually going to be getting in the package. First of all, you're going to get gaskets and hardware. That's pretty standard, and as well some additional screws and things to attach the electronic actuators from the factory exhaust system onto the ATLP mufflers. More on those in just a moment, but I wanted to go from front to back on this system to just show you how it's laid out. We start with a 3-inch outlet, 3-inch inlet connecting to our A pipe or the factory secondary cat, and that is going to split into a dual exhaust. It's going to be dual all the way to the back of the car. We go to dual 2 1/4. We've done the math on this. We know dual 2 1/4 actually flows better than the 3-inch that it's coming out of. It's an equivalent amount of flow to about 3 1/4-inch piping. So there's plenty of exhaust flow that's an improvement over the factory. The factory exhaust system kind of steps up and down as it goes along the way, and we just made it 2 1/4 all the whole way. So it's larger than the factory exhaust throughout to give you more flow and a little better performance and a little better tone because of that. All the pipes are mandrel bent. We've used TIG welding throughout to make sure that the welds are clean and tight and really pretty looking. And we come here to this bridged flange. This special flange we had made, it's a custom machined flange, and it's all one piece like this. Now, I think it begs the question, why did we do that? The reason why is because the exhaust system is dual all the way, we needed a way to stabilize the pipes so that they wouldn't be wiggling independently of each other. This really thick flange made out of solid steel bridges the pipes together so that it's a much more stable exhaust system as it all hangs underneath the car. We're really proud of that piece. Just that part alone accounts for, I think it's something around $40 or $50 of the kit. So that's a feature that we've built into this system that, like I said, we're really proud of. As the pipes continue on, we have mirrored S sections that kind of snake underneath and around the bracing that's underneath the car. There's no interference with anything underneath the car. You just have to drop these 2 little cross braces down with a couple of bolts when you're installing the exhaust system. It's really very simple. There's only a few hangers, so believe it or not, this is not too difficult of an exhaust to put on. So coming at the very end, we have the active exhaust mufflers. Now, one of the things that makes the Type-S such a unique vehicle for Acura is the first one using the active exhaust valve, which responds to the drive mode selector on the dashboard of the Type-S TLX and MDX. There's an electronic actuator that mounts onto these buckets which control the flapper valve inside the inboard tips. We've got dual pass mufflers here to give you a nice controlled sound with it closed so that your cruising around tone isn't overly obnoxious or overt. But when you go into the Sport Plus mode or rev out the engine, the valve will open up, giving you a much wider sound range. It'll sound more aggressive, more popping and whatnot. It's a much more fun sound, of course, with the valve open. It's just really nice that Acura has given us the opportunity to create a system that's got a dual nature. It's the first time we've ever been able to make an exhaust system like that. So there you have it. This is the exhaust system overview. We're going to go ahead and throw it up on our shop TLX Type-S and just show you how some of that installation goes, some tips that might help you throughout the process, and make it so that your installation is as trouble-free as possible. you want to make sure that the flanges are all done tight by finger, right? There's a lot of slop in between the bolt holes in the flanges and the bolts themselves. We do it like this on purpose because we want to leave some adjustment in the pipes. That way, no matter what kind of rear diffuser or whatever setup you have, if something's a little off, you can always loosen up the flanges and tweak it. So the best thing to do is make sure that you have everything pretty snugly finger tight first. Make sure the tips are level and everything looks good, and then slowly tighten down front to back in an even way. So that's how you're meant to use these flanges. All right, here we are at the most unique part of this exhaust installation, which is transferring over the electronic actuators from the factory exhaust system onto the ATLP parts. So you notice on the bottom of the exhaust actuator, there's a spring with a little flat part here, and that's going to line up with slots that are in the valve on the exhaust system. The OEM exhaust has a similar arrangement. But here's the thing, it's important to make these actuators be in the proper position when you take them off of the factory car, because then they won't necessarily be lined up to install on the ATLP system. What you want to do is unplug the actuators from the car with the car off and with the valves open. So typically in any mode that you turn off the car, the valves are going to open once the car is shut off, I think except for comfort, right? So put it in normal, sport, whatever, shut off the car, and the valve should open, and that's when you want to unplug these actuators. If you don't do that, they may not be indexed in exactly the right spot, and they could need recalibration. ATLP supplies new screws to install the actuator onto the valve. So what you want to do is line up the flat part of the spring with the valve open, right? The exhaust valve has to be open, and line it up with the little notches in the valve. It won't sit perfectly flush, but just a little bit of a turn gets it right in place. That tension is important to keep the valve closed and open securely. There's a little bit of preload on the spring that keeps the valve from rattling around when the vehicle is in either one of those modes. And simply install with the supplied hardware, and you're off and going. All right, so there you have it. ATLP Active Quad Exhaust is installed and ready to go. There's a little bit of a burn off that happens with almost every exhaust. There's some grease left inside the pipes from the mandrel bending process, and after you've cycled the exhaust a few times, it'll smoke and have a little smell, and then that'll all go away. Our mufflers typically maintain their sound over the term, so it might get a little bit of a different tone over a short period of time, but at the end of the day, you'll find that the ATLP system is aggressive sounding, but also tasteful. It complements the Acura TLX Type-S in a way that we are really proud of. So enjoy your exhaust system, and definitely stay tuned for more videos. ATLP is a heel-toe product, so definitely let us know if you've got any other questions about ATLP as well. Thanks again for watching. Heel toe is in your corner.